If you're here right now, it's not a coincidence. This moment was meant for you. God led you here because something powerful is happening in your life. You're not just wishing anymore. You're stepping into having. Yes, you heard me. The things you've been praying for are already yours. They're moving closer, right into your reality. This is not just a mindset shift. It's spiritual. It's energetic. You're a chosen one, and things are about to happen fast. But you need to know how to align with this, how to walk in it, because the shift won't wait. Pause for a moment, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment with the number 11. That number sends a signal to the universe. It amplifies the energy of this message. If you're truly a chosen one, you'll stay until the end, because deep down, you already know this is for you. Let's begin. There were whispers about you, behind your back. They doubted you, watched you. They thought they knew your story. They thought you wouldn't make it. Too weak, they said. They were waiting for you to fail, for cracks to show. But what they didn't know was this. You were built different, stronger than they could imagine. Every challenge that came your way, you didn't break, you grew. Your quiet strength shocked them. You didn't stumble. You kept moving. Where they saw failure, you saw opportunity. Where they saw defeat, you found a way to rise. Every setback they threw at you, you turned into a stepping stone. It was as if you were made for this, born to overcome, born to defy the odds. And while they waited for your collapse, they watched you rise. Your strength became a mirror. It reflected their own doubts. They underestimated you. But now, they had no choice but to watch you ascend. Their hopes for your downfall shattered. Your spirit was unstoppable. They made a mistake, didn't they? They thought you were ordinary, another face in the crowd. They mistook your quiet nature for weakness. They waited for you to slip, but you didn't. You proved them wrong. And here's the truth. It's in those moments of doubt, when others expect us to fall, that we find our greatest strength. You didn't need to shout. You didn't need to prove anything to them. You focused. You stayed on your path. And step by step, you showed them how wrong they were. Your victories, even the small ones, became louder than their doubts. You didn't need their validation. You only needed to believe in yourself. And that belief, that fire inside you, was enough to take you further. They thought they knew you, but they couldn't see the depth of your resolve, the strength you carried. Their underestimation became your greatest weapon. Their doubt fueled your rise. You weren't meant to fit their mold. You were destined to break free. The world loves to box people in, to tell them who they are, what they can and can't do. But you were never meant for their limits. You were born to break them, born to show them what's possible. You've been underestimated your whole life. But look at you now. You're stepping into a new season, a season of abundance, a season of power. The whispers behind your back, they don't matter. The voices of doubt, let them talk. Because every time they doubt you, every time they think you'll fall, you'll rise higher. You were chosen for this, chosen to lead, chosen to inspire. There's a reason you've faced so much. It wasn't to break you. It was to prepare you, to strengthen you, to shape you into the person you're becoming. And now, you're stepping into your destiny. The things you've been waiting for, praying for, hoping for, they're no longer just dreams. They're real, and they're here. But here's the thing. You must stay aligned. This shift is powerful, but it requires focus. It requires faith. You're stepping into a new vibration, a higher level. And at this level, things happen fast. Doors will open that you never expected. Opportunities will come out of nowhere. But you have to be ready. You can't let doubt creep in. You can't let fear hold you back. You've already proven them wrong. Now it's time to prove yourself right. You are chosen, and nothing can stop you. Keep going. Keep believing, because the best is yet to come. The whispers, the doubts, they'll fade. But your legacy, that will remain. You are chosen. Never forget it. Your time is now. Each time they told you what you couldn't do, you proved them wrong. Every label they tried to place on you became a challenge, and you met each one with unwavering courage. Where others saw obstacles, you saw stepping stones. Where they saw barriers, you saw opportunities. You didn't just meet expectations, you shattered them. And with every broken barrier, you moved closer to becoming the person you were always meant to be. They were so sure of your limits, so sure that you would never rise beyond them. But that's the thing about people who are destined for greatness. They don't play by the rules others set. They make their own. And you were born to create your own path, to break free from the expectations that held so many others back. You are a living testament that the greatest achievements come when you defy what the world believes you're capable of. For so long, they tried to control your every move, to dictate the direction your life should take. They tried to shape you into what they thought you should be, using their power and influence to keep you confined. But there came a point when you realized you could no longer live under their control. It was time to break free. And you did it. You understood that true freedom comes when you let go of the chains they've placed around you. Their expectations, their manipulation, their pressure. They no longer had power over you. You found the strength to walk away from everything that was holding you back. And once you did, there was no looking back. You discovered a part of yourself you never knew existed, a part that could not be controlled, a part that was meant to soar. Breaking free wasn't easy, but it was necessary. You fought to reclaim your independence, your identity, your future. And as you stepped away from their grasp, you began to realize just how much more powerful you were than they ever let you believe. Now nothing could stand in your way, not even the memories of the control they once had over you. The odds were stacked against you from the very beginning. You didn't have the resources, the support, or the belief of those around you. Everything was working against you, and yet you found a way to rise. It wasn't just about overcoming challenges. It was about defying the very notion that you should fail. The odds were never in your favor, but that never stopped you. You learned to use adversity as fuel, turning every setback into motivation. Each time they told you it was impossible, you made it possible. You didn't need the world's approval to succeed. You needed the courage to keep going, even when it seemed like nothing would work out. And with that courage, you broke through barriers that others could only dream of. Rising against the odds wasn't just about proving them wrong. It was about proving to yourself that you were capable of far more than you ever thought. With every challenge, you grew stronger. With every failure, you learned. The odds may have been against you, but they were never enough to stop you. Because you weren't just fighting to succeed. You were fighting to transform, to rise above everything that had once held you down. What sets you apart is the power that comes from within. It's not the external accolades or the praise from others that drives you. It's the strength inside of you, the quiet, unshakable resolve that nobody can see, but everyone feels. This inner strength is the force that propels you forward when the world says stop, when everything seems impossible, and when failure looms. You didn't need anyone to tell you that you were capable, because you always knew. You knew that true power doesn't come from what's visible on the outside. It comes from the heart, from the soul, from the belief that you can overcome anything. This strength is what pushed you to keep going when others would have given up. It's what allowed you to rise again and again, no matter how many times you fell. And this power, it's unstoppable. It doesn't fade. It doesn't diminish with time. The more you tap into it, the stronger it becomes. It is the foundation of everything you've achieved and everything you will continue to achieve. Your inner strength is your greatest ally, the one thing that no one can ever take from you. From the very beginning, they set their expectations for you. They decided what you could do, where you would go, and how far you would get. But you weren't interested in their limits. You had your own vision, your own purpose, and with every step you took, you went beyond what they thought was possible, surpassing everything they had imagined for you. It wasn't about showing them that they were wrong. It was about showing yourself that you could achieve more than they ever believed. Every time they told you to stop, you pushed forward. Every time they doubted you, you proved them wrong. And with each victory, you built something far greater than just personal success. You built a legacy that would stand for generations. You were never meant to fit into their boxes, and you certainly weren't meant to live up to their expectations. You were meant to break free, to redefine what was possible, and to prove that the only limits that exist are the ones we choose to accept. And now, as you stand at the peak, you've far surpassed what anyone thought you could do. Your journey is a testament to the power of refusing to be defined by others. There's something extraordinary about the way you handle adversity. It's not just your ability to overcome challenges, it's your resilience. While others crumble under pressure, you rise. While they fall apart, you find strength in the chaos. This resilience doesn't just affect you, it shakes the very foundation of those who thought they could bring you down. Every challenge you face head-on, with a determination that rattles the world around you. Where others see defeat, you see opportunity. Where they see struggle, you see growth. This resilience, this unwavering spirit, has become a force that no one can ignore. And as they watch, they realize they are witnessing something far greater than they ever expected. Your resilience is not just about survival, it's about transformation. You don't just endure, you thrive. And with every challenge you overcome, you become a symbol of strength and hope for others, showing them that no matter what life throws at you, you can always rise again. There's a force behind your rise, a power that guides you when everything else seems lost. It's the strength that flows through you, unseen yet undeniable. It's the energy that keeps you moving forward when others would have given up. This force isn't something that can be measured or quantified. It's a spiritual power, a divine energy that propels you toward your destiny. People see your success and wonder how you've managed to achieve so much. They try to dissect your every move, to figure out what makes you different. But what they don't see is the force that fuels you from within. It's the unwavering belief in your purpose, the conviction that you're meant for greatness. This force isn't something anyone can replicate. It's yours alone. And it's this force that has carried you through the darkest of times. When the world seemed against you, this power was your light. It guided your steps, illuminated your path, and showed you that no matter how hard the journey, you were never alone. This force is the true source of your ascent, and it will continue to propel you to heights no one can imagine. As you soared higher, they watched in awe and disbelief. They thought they had you cornered, that they had figured you out. But every time they thought they had you, you broke free and ascended even further. They couldn't understand how you managed to rise above it all. They couldn't comprehend your strength, your determination, your resilience. And so they watched as you soared, each moment more powerful than the last. The higher you rose, the more they tried to hold you back. But with every attempt to pull you down, you grew stronger. Every barrier they set in your way only fueled your ascent. You didn't just rise, you soared, leaving them behind as you reached heights they could never imagine. And as you reached the top, you showed them that you were never meant to stay in their shadow. They thought they could control your destiny, but instead they became spectators in your rise. They could only watch as you soared beyond their reach, proving that no one, not even their attempts to control you, could stop your ascent. Behind every great journey is an unseen power, a guiding force that moves the soul in directions others can't fathom. For you, that force is your inner belief, the quiet whisper of destiny that calls you forward, even when the path ahead is unclear. It's a power that transcends logic and reason, a force beyond the visible world. While others search for answers in the external, you've learned to trust what lies within. This is the true power that guides you, an invisible, unshakable presence that keeps you aligned with your greater purpose. This unseen power isn't something that can be touched or seen, yet it's felt with every step you take. It's the moment you decide to move forward despite the odds, the inspiration that strikes when you least expect it, and the unyielding confidence that pushes you to go farther than you ever thought possible. It is not confined to your mind or your body. It flows through your spirit, fueling you in moments of doubt, driving you when you feel like giving up. This guiding power isn't bound by time or space. It's eternal, always with you, nudging you toward the destiny that has always been yours. And though others may never fully understand it, they can sense it. They feel the energy that surrounds you, the calm certainty that radiates from within. It's this unseen power that has allowed you to rise above the noise and chaos of the world, leading you on a path that defies all logic. With this force by your side, there is no limit to where you can go. Your purpose is clear, and nothing can stop you from achieving the greatness that you were always meant for. The hate they directed at you, the jealousy, the contempt. What they didn't realize is that it only made you stronger. Every bitter word, every attempt to tear you down, fueled your journey in ways they could never understand. They thought they could crush your spirit with negativity, but instead, they only created a warrior. Their hate didn't break you. It forged you into something greater. It became the fire that fueled your rise, the energy that pushed you forward when you felt like giving up. You've learned a powerful lesson. Hate can only have power over you if you allow it to. Instead of letting it drag you down, you chose to use it as fuel. Every insult, every slight, became a reminder of the strength within you, a reminder of why you couldn't stop now. Where they saw weakness, you saw a reason to keep going. And with every obstacle they threw in your path, you grew more determined to succeed. Their hatred only sharpened your resolve, transforming you into someone who was no longer afraid of the struggle, someone who embraced it. In the end, they only hurt themselves by trying to diminish you. The hate they sent your way wasn't a reflection of your worth, but of their own insecurities. And while they tried to break you, you transformed their negativity into your power. You took their venom and turned it into fuel for your dreams. Their hate was never your weakness. It was the strength you needed to rise even higher. There is a purpose to your life that transcends anything the world can offer. It's a divine calling, a force greater than anything you could have imagined. This purpose is what fuels you in the darkest moments, what keeps you going when everything else seems uncertain. It's the reason you push forward, even when the path is unclear. and it's what keeps you moving, even when everyone else doubts you. Your purpose is not just about you. It's about something far greater, something that connects you to the universe in a way that nothing else can. This divine purpose has been woven into your soul from the moment you were born. It's been guiding you, shaping you, preparing you for something extraordinary. You may not have always understood it, but with every step you take, the pieces fall into place. Every challenge, every triumph, has been leading you closer to this moment. This purpose is not just a career or a goal, it's your reason for being. It's the deep, intrinsic knowledge that you were born for something far beyond the ordinary. And as you continue to rise, this divine purpose will continue to guide you. It's the unwavering force that keeps you grounded, the light that shows you the way when things seem too difficult. Your purpose is not something that can be extinguished, it's eternal. And as long as you walk in alignment with it, there is nothing you cannot achieve. The divine has chosen you for greatness, and you will fulfill that purpose no matter what. You were never meant to live a life of mediocrity. From the moment you took your first breath, there was a greater destiny in store for you. You weren't just born to live and die like everyone else. You were born to rise, to inspire, and to transform the world around you. And now, as you stand on the edge of all that you have accomplished, it becomes clear. Your journey was always meant for something greater. The world may not have understood it at first. They may have doubted your potential, questioned your worth, and tried to hold you back. But none of that mattered. You were always destined for more. And now, as you look ahead, the magnitude of your purpose is undeniable. You have been chosen, not by the world, but by a force far greater than anything the eye can see. Your destiny is woven into the very fabric of the universe, and no one can take it away from you. This is just the beginning. Your rise is not just a personal victory. It's the beginning of a ripple that will affect generations to come. Your story will inspire others to defy the odds, to rise against the challenges they face, and to reach for greatness. You were chosen for a greater destiny, and the world is about to see just how far your impact will go. Your journey is far from over. It has just begun, and there is no limit to the heights you will reach. The world wasn't ready for you before, but it's time for them to witness the greatness you were born to achieve. There comes a time in every person's journey when they suddenly realize that they are capable of more than they ever imagined. For you, that moment was nothing short of transformative. It was as though a veil had been lifted, and you could finally see the full extent of your potential. You realized that you were never just another face in the crowd. You were a force to be reckoned with. The world had underestimated you, but you knew that your strength was limitless. That moment marked the beginning of a new chapter, one where you embraced the power within and began to wield it without hesitation. In that instant, everything changed. The doubts you once had about yourself faded, replaced by an unshakable confidence. You knew that you had been preparing for this moment your entire life, even though you hadn't realized it before. Every struggle, every setback had been shaping you, molding you into the person you were destined to become. You were no longer just trying to survive. You were thriving. The power that had always been within you began to surface, and you felt unstoppable. This newfound power wasn't just physical strength, it was mental, emotional, and spiritual. It was the deep knowing that you were not bound by the limitations others tried to impose on you. You recognized that your resilience wasn't just a reaction to adversity. It was part of who you were. You were born to overcome, to rise, and to inspire others along the way. The moment you realized your true power was the moment your entire life began to shift, and you became the person you had always been meant to be. As you moved forward, you knew that this power wasn't something that could be taken from you. It wasn't something that could be dimmed by external forces. No matter what others said or did, you would continue to rise because your strength came from within. This was just the beginning, and with each step you took, you felt yourself growing even stronger, even more unstoppable. The moment you realized your true power was the beginning of an unstoppable ascent, one that would inspire everyone who witnessed it. Your spirit is your greatest asset. It is what has carried you through every challenge, every trial. While others might falter in the face of adversity, your spirit remains unshaken. It is an unbreakable force that cannot be torn down by the struggles of life. When the world tried to bring you down, your spirit lifted you up. It is the part of you that no one can see, yet it is the part that defines everything about you. It fuels your determination, guides your decisions, and pushes you to rise above the obstacles in your path. The strength of your spirit isn't something that can be easily understood by others. It's an energy that flows from deep within, an unseen force that manifests in everything you do. It's the quiet confidence that radiates from you when you walk into a room. It's the unwavering determination in your eyes when things seem impossible. Your spirit is what keeps you going when your body and mind want to quit. It's what allows you to rise, not just physically, but mentally and emotionally as well. The strength of your spirit is what sets you apart from others, making you resilient in ways they cannot fathom. Your spirit has been forged through fire. Every hardship you've faced, every struggle you've endured, has only made it stronger. It's not about surviving the storm. It's about learning to dance in the rain. You've faced immense challenges, and still your spirit remains unbroken. It is this unyielding strength that has made you who you are today. You have a fire inside of you that burns brighter than any storm, and it can't be extinguished by the negativity or obstacles that come your way. Your spirit is a testament to your inner fortitude. As you continue to rise, you will continue to tap into the strength of your spirit. With each challenge, your spirit only grows stronger. It's what keeps you grounded when the world tries to shake you. It's the foundation of your success and the key to your ultimate greatness. Your spirit is unstoppable, and nothing will ever be able to weaken it. It is the force that propels you forward, guiding you toward a future filled with limitless possibilities. Every great journey has a turning point, the moment when everything shifts, when the tide turns in your favor. For you, that moment wasn't just a minor change. It was a complete transformation. You went from doubting your abilities to embracing your greatness. You went from feeling lost to finding your purpose. That turning point was the moment everything began to fall into place. And from that moment on, there was no going back. You knew that you were meant for something greater, and you could no longer deny it. It wasn't an easy moment. It didn't come without struggle or fear. But in the face of it all, you made a choice. You decided that you would no longer let doubt define you. You decided that you would no longer let the expectations of others hold you back. That was the turning point, the moment when you took control of your destiny. No longer would you allow circumstances to dictate your future. Instead, you would rise above them, stronger and more determined than ever. This turning point wasn't just a decision. It was a revelation. You began to see the world through a new lens. What once seemed impossible now appeared achievable. What others thought of as insurmountable obstacles now became opportunities for growth. That turning point marked the beginning of your ascent. You realized that you were capable of more than you ever thought possible, and you weren't going to stop until you reached the heights you knew you were destined for. As you look back on that moment now, you realize just how pivotal it was. It wasn't just a change in mindset, it was a complete shift in how you viewed yourself and the world around you. That turning point was the catalyst for everything that has followed, and it's what keeps you moving forward today. It was the moment you chose greatness, and from that point on, there was no turning back. For years, others tried to define you. They imposed limitations on you, told you what you could and couldn't do. They had their ideas of who you were, based on their narrow perceptions and assumptions. But with every step you took, you shattered those illusions. You proved them wrong at every turn, showing them that they had no idea who you really were. You weren't what they expected, and you certainly weren't what they tried to make you. You were something far greater. The illusions others held of you were not just false, they were limiting. They tried to box you in, to make you conform to their standards. But you refused to be confined. You refused to let their expectations dictate your worth. With every success, every step forward, you destroyed the false narratives they had built around you. You became the living proof that they were wrong, that their assumptions about you were nothing more than a reflection of their own fears and limitations. As you shattered these illusions, you not only freed yourself, you freed others. People who once doubted their own potential began to see that if you could rise above the limitations imposed on you, then they too could break free from their own self-imposed boundaries. Your rise has become a symbol of liberation, a reminder that we are not defined by the opinions of others, but by the strength we carry within. You have shown the world that the only limits that exist are the ones we place on ourselves. You are rising higher than anyone expected. Each step you take is breaking illusions. The illusions people had about you, the limits they placed on your life. They thought they knew your story, but you've written a new one. Every success you achieve shatters their expectations. Every move forward proves them wrong. You are no longer confined, no longer boxed in by what they believed about you. You've created your own reality, a reality filled with limitless potential. And at the center of it all is one truth: your belief in yourself. It's not just a fleeting thought, not a passing moment of confidence. It's an unshakable foundation, a force that has carried you through everything. When the world pulled you in 1,000 directions, your belief kept you grounded. When others doubted you, your belief reminded you of your worth. It's the rock you've built your success on, and it will never crumble. This belief isn't based on others. It doesn't depend on their opinions. It's not tied to their validation. It's rooted deep within you. It's the knowing that you are capable of anything, the certainty that you are destined for greatness. This belief has propelled you forward, even when the odds were against you, even when the road seemed impossible, even when no one else believed in you. And here's the beauty of it: your belief doesn't waver. It doesn't rely on success or failure. It stands strong, no matter the outcome. Every challenge makes it stronger. Every setback turns it into something unbreakable. This belief is constant. It's a source of power that never fades. It's the fire that keeps burning, the light that guides your way. As you keep building on this foundation, you'll only grow stronger. Your belief will carry you through anything. No obstacle will be too big. No challenge will be too hard. You'll keep moving forward. And with every step, your foundation will grow even more unshakable. This belief in yourself is your greatest strength. It's the reason you've come this far. It's the reason you'll go even further. Because while others doubted you, you believed. And that's all you needed. But here's the truth: you were never truly alone. Even in your hardest moments, you had unseen support, a hidden force, always guiding you, always lifting you when you were at your lowest. Whether it was divine, a community, or your inner strength, It was always there, even when you couldn't see it. It was that quiet voice, the one that told you to keep going, the one that whispered, "You've got this." This support is powerful. It's not loud or flashy, It's quiet, but it's unshakable. It works in ways we can't understand. It shows up when you need it the most, when everything seems lost, when the weight of the world feels unbearable. That's when it appears. It gives you the courage to take another step, the strength to keep going. It's always there, even when you don't realize it. It doesn't ask for recognition. It doesn't need a thank you. It simply exists, steadfast and unyielding. It's in those moments when you feel most alone, when you think no one is there. That's when you are being supported the most. And because of that, you never truly fell. Even when it seemed like you might, even when the odds felt impossible, that unseen force caught you. It kept you steady, and it pushed you forward. That's why you're here today. That's why you've risen so high. Because of that unseen support, and because of your belief in yourself. These two forces combined are unstoppable. They've carried you this far, and they'll carry you further. You are no longer the person they thought you were. You are so much more. They can no longer define you, no longer confine you. You've proven them wrong, and you'll keep proving them wrong, because your journey isn't over. It's just beginning. There are no limits to what you can achieve, no ceilings to how high you can rise. Your belief is your anchor. Your unseen support is your guide. Together, they make you unstoppable. Together, they will take you to places you never imagined. So keep going, keep believing, because the best is still ahead of you.